and he was, yep, my dog's barking. Hi friends, it's me, Mary, from A Girl, a Book, and a Mom. Today, I'm going to tell you what I read in April. Not a lot, and absolutely no physical books. So, yeah, I read 3 books. 3 of them were on audiobooks from Audible, and 2 of them were on my Kindle. So, let's start with the longest book I read. Maybe it wasn't the longest, it just felt like the longest. So I listened to, on Audible, the Steve Jobs biography from Walter Isaacson. And I will say that Mr. Isaacson has definitely done his research, really got to know the subject, and wrote very well. And so I gave it a 4-star. Steve Jobs, on the other hand, I think is a big jerk. I was horrified. Like, I think he might be a psychopath. And disgusting and unwashed and played with his toes at board meetings because he was barefoot all the time, which makes me think, God, how dirty were his feet? Like, I mean, he might have been very, very creative and knew how to run a business and inspire people, but I have no desire to see somebody I'm working for's feet. No matter how much I like my boss, don't want to see their feet. So yeah, so really kind of disgusted. So I had to keep turning it off because I was like terribly, terribly disgusted. And yeah, but 4 stars because Walter Isaacson really made me feel like I got to know Steve Jobs. Even though okay. Big jerk. Giant jerk. Makes me kind of wish I didn't have an iPhone. But I like my iPhone. So that only lasted a minute. The next audiobook I listened to was As You Wish. Inconceivable Tales from the Making of the Princess Bride by Carey Elwes, who plays Wesley. This actually was a really cute book. I gave it 4 stars. It's about the Making of the Princess Bride, which is like a fantastic movie, and I love it. And there were lots of other people who chipped in on the audiobook. So if you love the Princess Bride, which who doesn't love the Princess Bride? And if you haven't seen the Princess Bride, I think you should go see it. 'Cause it's, or I don't know if it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime. I don't think it's on Disney. But whatever, it's a hilarious movie. It's about a grandfather and his son. It's about pirates. It's about true love and marriage and a kidnapping attempt and rodents of unusual size and a giant and Inigo Montoya and his search for whoever killed his father and now they must die, and the cliffs of insanity and the screaming eels, and I could go on. It's really about a whole lot of things, and children love it, adults love it. It's a fantastic film. And so this was about the making of the film, and it was nice. I mean, there was like, the audiobook was kind of cool because like Billy Crystal, who played Mad Max, piped in, and yeah, just all the characters had like little bits that they had to say. So that was really enjoyable. I only gave it 4 stars though, because I kind of felt like they were all doing, like the co-stars were all chipping in just to make Carey Elwes feel better. But I enjoyed hearing about it, so that was cool. The last audiobook I listened to, and the best one was So You Want to Talk About Race by Ijeoma Oluo. And it was fantastic, where I've read other books about social justice and race. This one I really, really liked because it was very logical, and it made clear her intentions, and she defined her definitions, and she gave steps for what things like microaggressions mean, which I'm still trying to figure out what exactly. Well, no, microaggressions I get. Cultural appropriation I'm still a little confused on, but she talked about that. And it was just really, really interesting. And there were actual action steps on where to go from wherever you are. So that was an excellent, excellent book. Totally recommended that everybody should read it. 5 stars. Like, wow. Fantastic book. I think it's, of all the books I've read so far on race, this one was probably the most helpful as to what I, in recognizing my privilege, can do to help. But yeah, read it. The next book is my buzzword readathon book, and the word this month was space. And the book I read was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. I realize I'm probably the last person my age to read this book. And it was weird. It was funny. And it took a surprisingly long time to read given how short it was. But it's weird, but funny. And I imagine, I don't know. It was good though. It's now a lot of references make sense that people say. So I gave that one 4 stars. I don't even know how to describe it. It was basically this guy who hangs out with an alien named Ford Prefect. And Ford Prefect manages to save... Oh, crap. I'm forgetting his name. I think it's Arthur. Arthur Dent, maybe? Anyway, he saves him right before Earth blows up because these aliens were making room for a space highway, I think. But anyway, and they travel around the galaxy sort of by hitchhiking. And it's charming, it's weird, and it's funny. And I don't know how to describe it other than Arthur Dent and is not an American, he's British. And he's being saved from the destruction of Earth. And it's sci-fi, I think. I don't know. I think it's a genre I don't ever read. I don't know, but it was good. And then the last book I read on Kindle. See, it was not a good month for reading, but that's okay because I graduated and I'm done with school, so now I have lots of time to read. So the last book I read was Finlay Donovan is Killing It by Elle Cosimano, and I loved this book. I thought oh my gosh, it was hilarious. It was awesome. It was very engaging, and I like eagerly awaited times that I could read it. It's about an author who meets with her agent to discuss a plot of her book, and she writes thriller romances, I think, and somebody at another table overhears, and it becomes a sort of murder mystery, and she's a recently divorced woman with 2 kids, young children. And it was, oh my gosh, perfectly captured the wonderful chaos of that. But anyway, that was probably, gosh, that was a fun book. I totally loved it. My chicken is done. Look at me cooking dinner. Anyway, hope you're having a great month. What are you reading? What are you reading this month? Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, there are other videos. Subscribe if you want to get notified when I post. And I hope you're having a great day. Happy reading.